health coach, yoga teacher, and a piano teacher. And she just recently opened this life coaching business called What's Next. So I love the title; it's fantastic. So she's going to use her 5 tools of Recreate Your Life to help you figure out, what's important to you and what you might need in your life, and how to bring your dreams into reality. So please join me in welcoming Marcy and Noah.
Thank you, Kathleen, and welcome everybody. I want to congratulate you for coming out today. That in itself was really something, and also just to take this time out of your busy schedule to, excuse me, miracles will have to wait. I just really wanted to thank you for coming out, but also for taking this time out of your busy day to focus on who you are and what you really want in your life. And this hour or so is just about you. Okay? So that's where we're going to start. Hopefully I have got this down. So to keep you focused and on track, would you please, if you haven't already, turn anything off that buzzes or rings or cell phones or anything like that? I'd really appreciate it because I don't want you to be distracted during the presentation. Thank you. And I really want you to be able to identify, to get in touch with what you really want, what you're passionate about being and doing, right? And a lot of times we have a lot of things in our head and we're not sure, what's first, what's most important, what do I want to do next? But human doing and human being. Maybe on your bucket list you have things like writing a book, taking a great vacation, skydiving, getting in shape. I don't know. It could be many, many things. But recently, the Dalai Lama said, if the world is going to be saved, it will be done so by Western women. Yeah, he has complete faith in us. And I do too, okay? And I really want you thinking in terms of the human being. And I put this over here because the next slide, unfortunately, washes out. So the quote is here because it's that being underneath that you are. That's the beauty of you. And that's what we're talking about staying in touch with. Because that's what shines and is the positive energy that will definitely tip the balance in this world. And that's what we want to do. Make it a more loving, gentler, kinder place, right? And women, we're good at that. We know how to do that. So it's time for that feminine energy. Each of you really has a special message. And you're here now for a reason. Excuse me. I'm going to take a quick sip. And I just want you to know that I'm committed to helping this community of women. I want to reach out. I want to empower you. I want you to be able to get in touch with your voice and to really find your purpose so that you live really joyful, meaningful lives. Not that you don't now, but always get better. What else is possible, right? What else is out there that you can do to enrich your life? I've had a lifetime, some of you know, I've had a lifetime of different jobs. What's next? And as I go through and I choose and I make these choices, it's been wonderful. And so I'm here after honing my toolbox, okay, all those tools, sharpening them up. I'm ready to share. And that's what we're going to do today. So, how many of you made the same New Year's resolution this year as you have before? Yeah. And how many of you are ready to give it up? Stop beating yourself up and saying, oh, I didn't do it. Oh, I'm off that diet. Oh, I ate the wrong thing. You ready to change, to make some really positive changes about you? Because you're really great. I mean, just think about it. What if you're perfect just the way you are? Right now, just the way you are. Think about that. And if that's the case, the real question is, are you ready to start this new year giving up self-judgment and criticism and replacing it with love and gratitude? Would that be a happier resolution? Yeah. And just think how much happier you would be. Wouldn't you love to just wake up in the morning and jump out of bed and say, I can't wait to start? And live a stress-free life, knowing in your inner being that life is good. Things are all right. You're in control, but, you're relaxed and stress-free. And that's the kind of life I'd like us all to live. So, my message today is never too late to get in touch with your dreams, to rekindle your passion, and to transform your life. And we're going to start with this question. Who are you? Right now. So what I've done today is I've prepared what I'm calling the white sheet. It says investigation sheet at the top. And I want you to know, Kirsten, would you maybe put the light on for a second so people can, while we do this? I have either or, very bright or very dark, and it washes out some of the slides, so that's why I had it off at the beginning. On the sheet, please fill it out, and just be aware that we're going to be working in partners, so you'll be sharing some of the results. So don't put anything that you wouldn't want to share on it. But you are going to take it home. This is for you. So write all over it, put whatever you want on it, you're keeping it, the white sheet. The yellow sheet is for me at the end, and I would appreciate it if you would just give me some feedback and your email and some things like that. Okay, so if you look on there, it asks, who are you? Just go right ahead and fill her out. sure to write a sentence at the bottom that you can share with us who you are. Okay. You only have to do activity one. Just the first page. Okay. You're all very diligent. That's it. But we only need the first page right now. How many of you took your husband's name? Took your husband's name when you got married? How many hyphenated? How many wish they hadn't? Okay. Well, if you look on there, all of those names have identities with them. Even if you're moving on, they all still have a little bit of a buzz, huh? And your nicknames and what your grandma used to call you and all those things, right? So it's all part of who we are, even though it seems really superficial. It does help you get in touch with you. And later on, I'm going to send you home, and you'll see there's a little play sheet in the back, and it's going to be for you to take with a homework assignment or play shop assignment, okay? And it's just about writing to you when you were like 8 years old. And if you have an old picture, get it out, put it there. And, who were you? And did you end up being who you thought you'd be? Or what wisdom do you have now to share with that little girl? So I have those all written down for you, so you can take that home, and if you want. You don't. It's not an assignment, but I think you might have fun trying that out. Okay. So now we're going to introduce each other, and I'm going to demonstrate briefly. I was Marcia Nolan, and I would tell my partner this, Marcia Ann Nolan. But when I was married, I was Shup, and you couldn't say Marcia Shup. Didn't work. So I went back to my name that was my grandmother's name for me, Marcy. Marcy Shupworth. And now it's back to Nolan. So I never thought about it, but half the people knew me as Marcy and didn't know I was Marcia, and there was this great confusion in life about who I was. And one of my best friends called where I had worked 20 years, asked for Marcia, and they said, no, there's no one by that name here. After 20 years. Okay, so in other words, our names, so I'm going by Marcy Ann now for my business because that's what I can get on the website for my site, Marcy Ann Nolan. And it's marcyannolan.com, and it will be up shortly. It's just up right now. Had a little problem, so it will be soon. My Facebook page is up. What's next? That's the name of my business. So, with that, you would just tell someone very quickly who you are and your sentence. I'm your transformational coach, here to help each one of you go from wherever you're starting to wherever you want to be. And I make that commitment to you. You decide what you want, and we'll get there. And we'll outline a plan, and I'll help you get there. Okay, so welcome to you all. I'd like you to pair up. You can choose somebody new if you know people or someone you want to, but I would like everybody to just sit next to each other, introduce yourselves, and then you're going to introduce the other person. So get acquainted. Over here? Great. Okay, be sure you've met the other person. If you haven't met one person, meet the other because you're going to be introducing each other. Okay, let's wrap it up and see what we're going to say. Are we ready? No? Okay. Da 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 da. Ba-dum 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 bum 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 bum. Dum da-dum dum dum dum. Ready? I love that you are getting acquainted. This is great. Maybe making some new friends. This is a good thing. So, we'll start right here. And why don't we all just stand up so we can stretch a little bit. And we can kind of just look into the center. We can all get to the sides and look in so we can see each other. And stand next to your partner so you can introduce her, each of her. Great. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Right. You introduce her.
This is Brenda Lee Pinto, and her name is adorable. It's a relatively close to the popularity of the found in the Saudi, quite taken by that. And to make it even cuter, her grandma called her Lily, which I thought was really good. So it's nice. And let's tell us about who you are. Have been married for 31 years, so is that her family.
Yeah.
Follow that. All right. This is Nancy Marie. And being on it, without me. Her maiden name was Steinberg. And that was her nickname in college. She also, her name Nancy, she thinks was popular because Frank Sinatra's daughter. It was popular at that time. And the last name for the
Who is she?
She is very dual-oriented.
Great. Go ahead. Hi, Stacy. In the right place.
She's Irish, but she didn't take the Irish name from her given name, which was personal. And she is very compassionate and likes to help others. This is Deborah White. And Lisa and Deborah on here. That means work with you.
Oh, I guess I'm going to have to monitor the groups more closely.
I looked at you and I was like,
Oh, I wondered why I got that look. Candace?
didn't even define itself. I had such a great conversation with Pat, just like I was kind of saying, we need to figure out, we need to have a third kid. And anyway, Pat, after a great conversation, visually typed out here in front of us. So you know, and it's like when somebody teaches you on a given area, and then goes to that specific area and teaches you very good stuff, both languages and math. So I said, she's not planning on that third grade, she's got she's struggling. But she's got a lot of capacity to do it, and now it's really sharing with me how to do it. And
Pat?
This is independent, and we did talk a lot about nurturing and sort of our role working with others in whatever type role. And Denise right now is in a transition period between jobs, but she's in university with Chinese and looking for something to pursue that involves both classroom as well as working experience. So we're giving her resources. Julie has a lot of experience working in immigration and lots of other organizations and networks.
Yes, absolutely.
This is June Malura, and June is her third classmate, at Leo. On a scale of 1 to 3, she's like second to me. Yeah, she's my second best. And her favorite one, she's going to read. Yeah, June, I know June. She identified herself as a teacher and then motivator, and the Spanish teacher part is key. But she just really wants to know.
And how she likes to tackle it.
this tackling the hard things, she's like, my roommate, who I really like, she's a mechanical, and I love her, and her mechanical, and so, she really has made, she said, make sure that somebody teaches you MCI, ICCI, ICARE, and all those different assessments that go into running extra tuition. Okay, all right, what's else? What else is fantastic? She's a NIA instructor and Spanish and learner, mom, and translator.
Great. Thank you, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Have a seat. Yeah, please do. So then you find out why, and I found out why, and part of it is that's why I'm here, to help people in my community, women, like-minded people, reinvent themselves, get in touch with their passion, and make their life even more joyous than it already is. Getting up in the morning before you jump out of bed. Wiggle your toes, wriggle your wrists, let your body wake up a little bit, don't jump out, and think, what am I going to do today to have fun? I mean, what if the purpose of life was to have fun? What if we were here, we've got this beautiful world, and what if it's a playground, not a workground? What if we just kind of misread the directions? And we've been listening to people all these years tell us, oh, you got to work all day. If you're doing, have you ever noticed, if you're doing what you really, really want, time begins to fly. Doesn't it? It disappears. It's fabulous. And we all have that passion, that thing that makes time just go. And we say, oh, when I retire, I'll do it, or I'll later, or, oh, gee, my grandchildren need me now, or I have to do this. Where are you in that equation? Your inner voice knows. It tells you. And myself, I graduated before I graduated from college, on a fluke one afternoon, a friend talked me into applying for the semester abroad. Before I knew it, they called me up and said I was on my way to Florence, Italy. All I knew about Italy was pizza. So I didn't even know what David was. They all go, oh, look, there's David, and I was looking for somebody, right? I had no idea. It was fabulous. And you know what? I was an English major, and I took an entire semester of Italian, right? Okay, almost didn't graduate, all Italian, but it was the best of the 4 years. It's the thing I did as a fluke, but it was wonderful. So I thought, wow, when I listen and want to do something, this is working out. When I graduated, I took off to a ski bum in Aspen. I mean, why not, right? Well, my father and mother didn't feel that way. A year later, when I came back, they started talking to me again. But it was a wonderful year. It was what I knew I wanted to do, and I have some fabulous memories about that year. And when I came home, I was just traveling through when the university called me up desperate for another RA, short one, and gave me a free master's. I'm like, okay. Things happen. When you're listening to your inner self, magic can happen. It really does. And asking questions, I'm finding, is really the key. How does it get any better than this? You know, when I was a teacher in a classroom, I would say, what question? Oh, bathroom? No. Can't ask that question. There's the pass go. Inquiring mind, right? I tried to engender questions. I didn't care if I asked a question and they asked one back, because it meant they were thinking, right? And you're so creative. And it's your questions that lead you forward, not the answers. The answer's like, okay, I'm done. The questions keep you going. When I recently went to Europe, every morning I said, how does it get any better than this? And every day it did. Every day. Because I didn't say, oh, this is as good as it gets. Wow, can't get any better than this. Because you know what? The universe is listening. And if you think it can't get any better than this, guess what? That's where you are. So one of the things I encourage you to do as you leave is think about those questions each day. And when you're lying there in bed, well, how can I have fun? What else is possible? How does it get any better than this? They are motivations for you. They're directions. And if you listen, don't try to answer it. Miracles happen. Answers come. Suggestions, things, doors open. It really does. If you look for miracles. As Joseph Campbell once said, follow your bliss. Right? Follow your bliss. What energy, space, and consciousness can I be? Right? What can I be? And watch and listen while the miracles occur. And they can. How many believe in miracles? Good. Because I want to tell you, every year at Christmas Eve, I go to Wegmans for one last thing and get the parking spot right by the door. Nobody dares drive up there because it's crowded, and it's always right there for me. That's my miracle every Christmas Eve. Okay, so really, those things happen, right? By the way, I named my business What's Next because that's the question that's been motivating me for years. What's next? There's always a good answer that comes. Something comes. And those of you who know me, I've had many hats, many hobbies, many things I've done, and I've loved them all. And they really aren't wrong turns. They just, lately I've been doing video editing. It's fun. I love it. And I've been doing it for charity. Things happen when you just allow them. So, on this idea of curiosity, what I'd like you to do now, activity 2, I want you to list your top 5 things on your bucket list. Whatever comes to you. If we work together, it's actually better if you do a list of 10, but for time-wise today, just if you would list 5 things, that'd be great. What do you want? And again, we're going to be sharing, so, if it's too personal, that's okay. You don't have to put it down. But we're going to share the list with your partner again. So go ahead and list your 5 top things. Oh, come on, treat yourself. Anything. You want to play with me? Sure. Are you there? Okay. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do is pairs now. This is how you play this game. Kathleen, give me your first one.
Set up an art show.
Number 2?
Paint new paintings for it.
3?
A getaway with my husband, Jim.
4?
Update my website.
I hope you have better luck than I'm having.
I never even launched the second one. This I know about.
And 5?
Okay, so I'm having a great, let's see. How much read do you know, Shelley? Here's what I wrote. Stay living in the moment, worry free. Off the 9 to 5 grid.
Okay. Here, why don't you stand over here, okay? Okay, so what you do, you start here, and the person whose list this is not, right? Okay. So, set up an art show or new painting. Which is more important? Which is number 1? Set up an art show or new painting?
New painting.
Okay? New painting or get away with Jim? New painting.
We're moving on mail next weekend, so. Yeah, that's time, okay. Okay, new painting.
New painting. All right, see, it does. It's forcing you to think about what is really on that number 1. Okay, so new painting or update website.
Yeah, new painting.
Oh, yeah, we got that one now. And new paintings or live in the now. We have a number 1. Then, set up an art show, get away with Jim. You see how this works?
Yeah.
You go down through all of them. Keep going until they all are ordered. Okay? And if you get lost, raise your hand, I'll come help. Okay, so pick a partner. The first person, just ask. So go down your list and help you to choose. Okay? You can work with you. You can switch partners or stay with the same. It doesn't matter. Well, it's still a priority. I mean, it's something on your bucket list. It's something you want to do, but it probably, there's nothing you can do about it. But, if it's number 1, it's number 1. Don't.
I was trying to order them in my own head. It's like, oh, no, horses next.
Well, be honest, though. What are your passions? What is it you want? There you never say never. There you go. Stick with one. And then when you find your number 1, then switch it to the next. That becomes number 1 to compare all the way down till you find number 1.
If I had a month to live, this one of these would I pick. If I'm looking at 5-year plan, they totally change.
Well, that's true. And, for the purpose of today, just say for a year.
Okay.
Just be arbitrary. Just say this year. All right. But obviously, if I was working with you in this, then those things would become relevant. But just so you learn how to do this, to help you get some sense of priority, this year what? It's up to you. You can choose whatever time frame.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. That's what we want. That's exactly right. It's a new year. together with a women's group, isn't it? That's good. I'm glad. It's good to see you, Mitzi.
Where do I know you from?
I'm your knee instructor.
Oh.
Yeah. Good to see you. Good. I'm glad you came. Okay, the other person should have had a chance to go now. I know it's fun talking, but we need to, make sure both people go. Okay, are we done? Everybody done out there? Need more time? We done? Okay. Anybody want to share anything that you came up with?
And like one of the most important things became number 5. One of the most important things is that you go there and stay with it.
Yeah, those things can happen. That's why I like this particular activity. It forces you, when you can just choose an order, you think you're doing it, but when I actually have to force it between two things, it really changes the dynamic. And I do invite you, if we work together, we can do this together in a more serious way with 10, and it really is an amazing thing what happens. But I invite you, if you wanted to do that again at home with someone, to really see what is important. What are your passions? What is it that you really want to do? And, I have somebody who's 75 and wants to still, jump out of a plane. I mean, but it's on her bucket list, not mine. I wouldn't have done it at 15, but, hey, you go for it. So, right? All right, now, on your list, I'm going to kind of want to make sure that we don't stay too long, so I'm going to move along here. 3 things. What's been holding you back? Why aren't you the person that you thought you'd be, or that you want to be, or why haven't you written the book, or lost the 10 pounds, or whatever it is, gone skydiving? What has been holding you back? 3 things. That's activity 3. Or what are you afraid of? Bless you. Everybody got free? Anybody want to share? Anybody share that one? Always taking care of everybody else? Well, then maybe that's, and that's, I have to tell you, I was a single mother, and my daughter, when she got to be about, I think 14, those beautiful years of daughters, she was about 14, and she said to me one day, I'll get a life. The problem was, I was home all the time, and at 14, they want you out of the house. They want the house to themselves. Yeah, well, that didn't happen. So, get a life, mother. But all of a sudden, I realized I didn't have one. My life had been my daughter. Taking care of her, raising her. I was a single parent. I was doing the house. I was doing the gardens. I was doing a full-time job. I had, all this to do all day long. And I've been doing it at that point for 14 or 15 years. So I had no wish list. I had run out. I had been so like this that I didn't even know who I was anymore. So I've changed that. And I'll tell you, that's part of what I'm about helping, is to get us back in touch with who we are and what we want. Yeah.
I think once you find support, so easy to do it, but it's so hard.
And that's what part of this is about. And if you work with me, I will help you with that. And this kind of activity today, I just wanted you to get a little taste of like what kind of things you do. But these little activities can begin to help you get in touch, to focus, and what is it? Because we can come up with a list of 20 things you might want to do, but and that passion that makes the time disappear, that's a little trickier. So I would like to talk more, but I'm just going to do this for now so we can move along. I find that these three things usually come up. Okay, so my clients, this is what I hear. Time. It's me time, lady. Me time. It's not selfish. You deserve it. You've done a lot for everyone else. How many times do you put you on the calendar? Okay. You can have her come with you the next time I speak. I'll let you know. Bring her along. I understand. But it doesn't mean you're going. Here's the analogy. The stewardess will tell you, or the flight attendant, put your oxygen mask on first. Before the baby, before the little kid, before anybody else, or your mother. Because you need to be functioning. You need to fill the well. When you're running around for everybody else day in, day out, you run empty. And what good are you then, really? You're frazzled. You break. You snap. You're not the you want to be. Not with your mother, not with your kids, not with your husband, not with you. So what you want, when I'm talking about time, I'm trying to take everything into consideration. And this, unfortunately, for this, I don't know why, because of this thing. Learn to say no is the first tool. Take control of your life by setting boundaries on your time. Schedule in me time and focus on your total health. So you have the energy to do what you need to do. And I mean total health. I've been a total health coach at the Y, some of you know, for about 10 years. and as a knee instructor also, we talk about mind, body, emotional, and mental health. It's all one package. We're not pieces. We're a whole human being. And we need, as a coach, I can help you design what you need. Some of us are already in great shape, but maybe we're upset about something emotionally. Some of us maybe are looking to lose, but it's more about health than weight. It's more about good nutrition and knowing that you're doing the right things for your body. And putting you on that calendar. I want to see your name there. This is when I exercise. This is my yoga. This is my bubble bath. Who doesn't deserve a bubble bath? Who took one in the last month? Good. 4. Not perfect, but better than none. Okay. Okay, so number 2 here, silence the gremlins. And this is what I said at the beginning about a New Year's resolution. The universe has your back. We're ready to go. We can design a program. I can help you get balance. I can help you begin to figure out. But some of the things we do right at home with ourselves, when you look in the mirror or catch a reflection as you walk by a plate glass, you say, "You are beautiful." Why don't you say, "Hi, beautiful"? How many times do you look in the mirror and say, "I love you"? Never? Time to start. Because, ladies, self-love is essential. There's nothing wrong. I think our society often, part of what this is about is learning what limitations we've learned from our upbringing in our society. And I don't know, but I was raised Catholic, and it was so improper to be vain. And anything was vain. I mean, combing your hair could be vain. Looking in a mirror was vain. Anything that self-love was. But that's not true. You know it isn't. And you feel so much better when you're feeling vibrant and happy. And if you don't love you, who will? Seriously. Love starts right here with you. The most important decision we make. One of the things that I put on your little play sheet to take home, everything we do comes either from a motivation of love or hate. Fear. Love or fear. And it can be as basic as brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth because you love it. I just love it. A toothpaste. Or are you afraid they're going to fall out if you don't? Really. Gingivitis, whatever. So you brush the teeth. So one is love and one is fear. But everything we do. So as just a little fun activity that I left you, for 24 hours, think of everything you do, think whatever. Did you do it out of love or fear? Here's the caveat. Don't judge it. It's not right or wrong. Just say, interesting point of view. Okay. No self-judgment. Gremlin. Okay. Because clarity, ladies, comes from action. If you don't know what you want to do, you've got to start to do. That's what I'm here today. It's clarity comes from action. It's working with you that things happen. I can't do this in my room. Well, I can, but it's really dull for me. So, in other words, if you're a doctor, at some point you graduate from school and you have to get into the OR. You have to actually do it to learn it. 3 more years, right? You've got to be a resident. You can't just think about it or read about it. You've got to get out there and do it. Okay? So it's about being in action. Our ability to change. Yeah. Change is the hardest thing. I get it. I really do. It's hard. We don't want to. It's so much easier to just do what we're doing now and think things are going to change. I'm going to eat that candy today because I could diet tomorrow. It's snowing. I'll stay in today. I'll walk tomorrow. I'll paint the picture tomorrow. It's cold in the art room. Okay, so if you haven't yet, on activity 4 there, it says to what steps forward? Because now is the focus of our life. All we have is now. So what can we do now? What 3 things could you do? Actions you could take to help you change your life. Anybody want to share anything that they want to begin doing? And believe that it's not selfish. Does it mean that you don't love them?
No. And also the suffering and the family and
so that's more in the emotional realm, right? And you know, and how, you know, some of you don't, maybe haven't ever worked with a life coach, but what I'm here to help you with are those issues, so that as things come up, and it's an individualized program, so whatever you need will be what we'd be focusing on. And I'd be doing different tools, but you know, in each tool are many characteristics that would sometimes fit you at one point and maybe not another time, right? So it's an individual thing. Anybody put health down, for instance, getting in shape and being healthier? That's so important at our age. That is critical. We cannot go gently into that good night without being in shape. Right? You do. I look at people, when I was in Europe the last time, you know, I had to carry a suitcase up and down stairs. Elevators don't work in those hotels, often on trains, planes, and automobiles. You cannot be weak and do that. You've got to keep those muscles. You've got to have the go power. energy, strength. Yeah. So I'm going to share one more story with you. This is, I mentioned Europe, and I had told my daughter, well, you know, I was there in college, so I always want to take my daughter. So I told her a year ahead. I said, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to be there September, October, November. Come whenever you want. So I kind of called her, and I said, so, when are you guys coming? She and her husband. Well, we don't have time this year. We already got our vacation time allotted here and there and whatever. Can you wait another year? How many of you would wait so your kids could go? Be honest. Well, for the first time in 35 years, I said, no, I'm going now. I listened to that little voice inside, and I said, you know what? You've got the rest of your life, girlfriend. I'm going now. If we can go another trip, another time, great. But I told you I'm going, I'm going. And luckily for me, my best friend of 50 years said, I'll come. And I'll go with you. So, we did Italy. And oh, we had such a good time. And we went to Florence, where I had lived. And it was so much fun. Because you got to say yes. You want to say, now is the time. And we went all through Tuscany. The wine, the pasta. We did it all. Seize the day. Listen. Clarify your purpose. Recreate your life in the moment. To you. She grew up here, but she lives in Rochester. She works in Rochester. So we had a really good time. And one night we were sitting in our apartment in Florence, and I said, I just feel like there's something more I have to do. She said, well, what do you mean? You've taught all your life. What else you got? I don't know, but there's some purpose. I'm supposed to help people. I'm supposed to do something. I'm not sure what, but I know there's something. Anyway, we came home, and I made a movie of our trip. So she lived in Rochester, so I took a version over, and I made a big thing of cannelloni, and we sat and drank Chianti, and we watched the movie, and it was her birthday, Valentine's Day. So there we were having a great old time. My birthday's 2 weeks later. So when the phone rang, and I saw the last name, I was like, yay! But it was her husband, because he died that day of cardiac arrest. Perfectly healthy, nothing wrong with her. Her heart stopped. And with all the CPR and everything, they couldn't, he couldn't, she couldn't, they couldn't. And she was gone. And I knew. There's no time to wait. Because you know what, people, when you worry about time, it's not the time we spend. It's just the time we waste. And Rocky Horror Picture Show. Don't dream it, be it. And that's what I'm encouraging you. To get out there and do it. And I can help you if you're not sure. And I have exercises and things in all these areas, you know. And later in the spring, I hope to have a workshop, maybe a half-day workshop, just doing some of these fun things. With photography, using it as a lens to understand yourself. Finger painting or drawing. It's wonderful traveling with an artist. Kathleen always brings her pencils to draw something for me. And I traveled in Italy for a while. One of my other friends came. It's wonderful to see through that eye. and to explore that. So all of these things are possibilities. If you don't know what you want, we try things. Get out there. Get connected. Just think how much fun you had meeting people here today. I know you did. I know you met nice people here. And I know that I treasure every moment of my life now with no regrets. I make sure I do what I need to do. And when I talk to my friends, I say, goodbye, I love you. To you, and I always did. So I know the last thing I said to her was that. I want to empower women here on earth. Part of my business supports these particular charities. Two are national, obviously, and the Onondaga Earth Corps, if you're not familiar, is a fabulous local group, and I'd be glad to tell you about it. But, you know, I'm committed to really empowering all of you. And what I'm offering you today is a chance to begin. I hope some of the experiences that you've had today that you can take home with you. And the fifth tool is receiving with gratitude all the universe has to offer you. And it has so much to give. It's gratitude. Ever get upset? Think of 5 things you're grateful for and see how your life changes. I have a friend who says, I get up in the morning, I'm just like this, worried about everything I have to do. I said, well, before you get worried, just think of 10 things you're grateful for. It's not at work. It does, I know. So I'm so committed, I really want you to get started right away. And what I'm going to do is offer each one here tonight a free Reinvent Me Now strategy session. It lasts about 30 minutes or so. You can do it in person or you can do it on the phone, whatever's easiest for you. It's a $97 value, but this is free because I want you to really get started. And you'll notice that at the bottom of your yellow sheet, after there's some questions, I would appreciate your feedback. And then at the bottom, there's a contact information in a little blue box. So if you'd like to schedule a time to have your free session, please put a little X there so I know and I'll get in touch with you. Or you could schedule before you left today if you wanted to. But this is totally free. There's, nothing that you have to pay for at all. It would just give you a little bit of a chance to talk to me and maybe start to see like a little plan of what you might want to do. And also maybe what it would be like if you worked with me. So think about this. If you don't start today, where will you be in a year? If you do start today, where could you be in 6 months or a year? So when you think about that, I really want you to start. This is really about you, ladies. This is not about me. This is about my helping you get up and go and making sure that you meet those goals, that whatever you want, because I have so much to offer you to help you, and I'm more than willing to do that. Whatever it takes. Because I care about our world and the people and the animals and the plants in it. And I want a better, loving place. This assignment is the second one that you'll see on the sheet Kathleen has in there in the back. So when you leave, this is on there, so you don't have to write this down. This is the letter. But if you have a picture of yourself, it's really nice to get it out and look. One of your favorite childhood pictures, just you as a little girl, when you do this. And I would appreciate if you would give me some feedback, if there's anything, but, please do leave me some contact information, and I can email you, even if you don't want it to free session, so that I can email you if we have any more workshops and other speaking engagements. I promise not to flood your email. Can you see that? And as you leave, consider what else is possible.
Right.
I took this picture. I was right there. Oh, yeah. All the pictures I took, yeah. No, this is in Big Sur. Yes. Yeah, there you go. So thank you very much, and if I can give you any answers, or if you'd like to try to schedule or anything, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. It was really a pleasure meeting you all. Thank you very much.
And I just want to let people know that Mark is going to be here tonight doing the same thing at 5:30. So if you want to come back, or bring a friend, or just let it really sink in again yourself, or with or without someone, she'll be
Or
here.
send your mother.
Or